Hey guys, welcome to the greenhouse. Today I'm going to show you how I fertilize stuff in here. So this place is full right now and there's some stuff that really needs watered. So while I have stuff that really needs watered, I'm going to show you how I fertilize out here. I typically at this point I would have already fertilized stuff, but I haven't done it yet. And I don't know. I just completely forgot about it. So I feel like they look good. Like everything looks good. I'm happy with how everything looks, but they need a little bit of a boost. So let me show you what I use, and I'll kind of show you and talk to you about how I do this for my seedlings versus how I use this for plants in the garden. So I use this Alaska fish fertilizer, and it is a 511. So when you are looking at your fertilizer bottles, you'll see 3 numbers on them. This one's a 511. These numbers indicate kind of what's in the fertilizer. So this one is more of a nitrogen-based fertilizer. So the 5 is the nitrogen, and then the 1 here is phosphate. I almost said potassium. And then the last one is potash. So NPK. And it usually says on the back, like this one, I think you can see that. It says kind of what it is. So this is 5% nitrogen, 1% phosphate, and 1% potash. It tells you on there what it is. Now this is Alaska fish fertilizer. This is made from dead fish. So you can imagine what it smells like. So on the back of a fertilizer that you buy, it'll also tell you what it's made from. This says derived from fish solubles and phosphoric acid. So that means this is made from dead fish. Does it smell? Yes. I would not suggest using this inside unless you're doing it like super diluted, because it does smell. I mean, this greenhouse will be rank in here when I'm done. But it dissipates pretty quick. It doesn't smell. It's not going to continuously smell. It'll smell while you're applying it and while you're working with it. And then once the plants suck up the water with the fertilizer in it, the smell goes away. So on the back of your fertilizer, it'll tell you how to mix it. So this one, it says vegetables, bedding plants, bulbs, and annuals, 2 tablespoons per gallon. Now, this does not have on here seedlings, but my rule of thumb for seedlings is to basically have whatever it says for vegetables, and that's the dosage. So you don't want to over fertilize your seedlings because you can burn them pretty easily. You just have to be careful. That's the only thing. So if you are nervous, cut it back even more. There's nothing wrong with under fertilizing, but over fertilizing is where you get into problems with burning your plants. They can just like wilt because they're overloaded with fertilizer. But this one I like. It's organic. I buy it in a gallon size jug. I got this last year at Rural King, I think. I think this was like $25. It is definitely more expensive now. So I'm glad I bought this last year. I actually may have bought this 2 years ago. I feel like I've had this a while. But this is an organic, like it's all like a natural fertilizer. It's not synthetic or anything like that. Hence why it smells so bad. And I'll show you how I mix it up. So the first thing you're going to do with this specifically, because it is a liquid, you have to shake it up because it will separate. And if you've ever used this before, you'll know it gets like chunky on the top. I know it's gross, but it does work really well. So I do this in just like a watering can. This is a 2-gallon watering can I have here. And that's what we're going to use. I will have to fill this up multiple times, but this is just the easiest way to do it. You can, if you didn't know, you can take these off of the ends of your watering cans. Usually they just pull off or they twist off. This one has some leaves in it, so that's great. So this is easier like this when you're fertilizing because you don't have to worry about it getting everywhere else. So I'm going to show you how I mix this fertilizer. Okay, so the dosage of this for vegetables is 2 tablespoons per gallon. This is a 2-gallon watering can. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons in this 2-gallon watering can. Oh, God, I already smell it. The thing I hate about these jugs is they come with this like papery stuff in the lid. I need to just throw that away because it's gross. So this is kind of a do as I say, not as I do moment. I just eyeball this. Did you see what that looks like? It looks nasty. It smells gross too. You really should measure it. But like I said, do as I say, not as I do. And then I just use my hose on I use like the full setting to kind of help get it off the bottom. So that's how I mix it. It's pretty easy. It's just like every other fertilizer. You just pour it in your watering can and then put water on it. This does work really well. I actually really like this fertilizer. You can use, there's many options out there though. Don't feel like you have to use this, but I like this the best for my seedlings because it is a liquid and I can kind of determine how much of it I want to put on. I use a couple other things in the garden too. I have something I think from Fox Farms called like Grow Big. And it has more phosphorus in it. Things in higher nitrogen like this fish fertilizer are good for seedlings because what you want from your seedlings is for them to continually grow leaves and stems. So nitrogen helps plants grow leaves and stems. If you're fertilizing things like beans, tomatoes, peppers in the garden continuously with nitrogen heavy fertilizers, you're going to get good strong plants, but they're not going to make great fruit, or the fruit's not going to be very big. So that's when you'd switch to something like the Grow Big that has more phosphorus, because phosphorus is what helps plants set fruit and make larger fruit. So for now in the greenhouse, nothing has fruit on it. It's all just seedlings. So nitrogen is what we want. So let's see how many times I have to fill up this watering can. So when I water in my fertilizer, I water them just like I normally would. So I fill the tray up probably, I don't know, maybe like a third of the way. And then I just put my trays back down and that's how I fertilize. I'm a big proponent of bottom watering, even if you don't have trays like this. There's ways to do it. Even if you're planting in like solo cups, which I've done before. If you take like a Rubbermaid container, like a big Sterlite, like plastic container, sit your cups in those and you can bottom water like that. So I got through 3 trays and I already need to fill back up. So let's do it, round 2. I don't know if you can't see this. I'm gonna put this up here. I want you to be able to see what this looks like when I pour it out because it's really nasty. Ugh, I got it on my handle. I made mess. I sometimes feel like I should be called Hot Mess Express Gardens, because that's honestly like what I am. So this tray right here, let me move myself out of the way. This tray right here that looks really sad. This has a bunch of amaranth and stuff in it, and it'll be fine. It just needs water. So we'll give it a little drink and a little snack. This is the stuff I just started. Okay. All right, round 3. This should be the last round. I should be good after this. Ugh, gross. All right, we're done. That was easy. That's kind of why I like this stuff, is it's just easy to use. Yes, it smells, but it's really easy to use. It's easy to mix. You don't have to like do anything special to it. You just dump it in your watering can, pour water on it, and it's done. It's ready to go. So that's mostly what I use on my plants when they're in the greenhouse. Sometimes I will, like when my tomatoes are really tiny, I will occasionally do like a little drink of like some molasses water for them. I didn't do that this year because they all kind of came up at different times, but that is also something that I sometimes occasionally do. And I only do that like kind of once, like right as they're getting their true leaves. But I didn't do that this year, and they look fine. They actually look really good. Since I've up-potted them, they're really starting to kind of come into it, and I think this will be a good like jump start on those as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everything's looking so far. I did go out and I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. I dug up some of my hostas. I separated some hostas for our Master Gardener plant sale that we do. Because people love hostas, and I have some that are a little bit different. This one's kind of just like a normal one, but it's more of like the blue leaf green. This one is kind of a yellowy green, and then this one is a little kind of limey green and green. And that one actually came from my stepmom. Her mom passed away a few years ago, and she collected hostas. She was an avid hosta girl. And so when she passed away, my stepmom brought a lot of her hostas to their house, and she gave me a couple. That's one of them. And I just love it. It's so cute. I have it over kind of under one of my crabapple trees in the rocks, and it's just little and dainty, and it's cute, but it needed separated anyway. So we'll see what we can get out of these for the plant sale. So that's kind of what I had on the docket for tonight, is doing some fertilizing out here. And I wanted to show you kind of how I do it. I'm not on like a set fertilizing schedule because that's just not how my brain is. But I do try to fertilize a couple times before things go in the ground. So this weekend, I'm going to start hardening some stuff off. Is it early? Theoretically, no. Technically, our estimated last frost was last weekend, like the 18th. But the rule of thumb here in South Central Indiana is you plant your garden Mother's Day weekend. Well, I don't want to wait that long, and I'm busy all weekend. So I'm going to start hardening some stuff off. I don't know if I have a video about how I harden things off. I don't know if I do or not. If I do, I'll link it. If I don't, I'll make one. But I'm going to start doing that. I'll probably start tomorrow morning and then kind of continue through the weekend. And I should be able to get things mostly hardened off by Monday-ish, I think, maybe if I start tomorrow on Friday. So that's going to be the next big step of all this stuff. And it is, honestly, it's my least favorite part. And I know that's bad because it's very important. But I just hate hauling all this stuff out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of the greenhouse. Now, it is easier now that it's in the greenhouse and not in the house. But it's annoying. But you have to do it if you want to have plants that live. So we'll start that. We'll get that going. And then next week, we're going to start planting the garden. So that's exciting. Not that we haven't planted stuff already, but I'm talking like this stuff that's in here. It's going to start going out. The weather looks good, so we'll just kind of see what happens. So that's all I have for you tonight. I wanted to show you how I fertilize. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Do you have to use the exact fertilizer I use? No, but I like it. If you're inside, don't use that. Just don't. Just take my word for it. If you have stuff outside, go for it. It smells, but it won't matter. It goes away. So thank you so much for joining me in the greenhouse tonight. And I will be back with another video. I'm going to shoot another video this weekend. So look forward to that. And I will see you in the next one.